James Akers here, the tie guy. Today we're going to be doing pretty much all Zegna, with the exception of belt and shoes. We're going to be doing a Zegna tie, Zegna shirt, Zegna suit, and if you don't know anything about me, my dog is named Zegna, so obviously I do think a lot about the brand. Today I've got a brand new tie. Let me actually take this tag off of here. I don't like when Zegna does these tags. They do it on a lot of their ties where they actually, it's a sticker on here. A lot of them they put, well, just like this. I prefer these because they come off without any worry or risk. I'm always afraid when I pull the sticker off that it's going to pull, so be careful pulling those off. But anyway, got a new Zegna tie here. Haven't worn it yet. This is it's kind of a almost a purple maroon with some pattern through. It's like a almost a lattice work throughout the tie. That's a blue. It's a very dark blue in between, between a burgundy and a purple, right in that range. And we're pairing that with a Zegna standard Zegna dress shirt and a charcoal gray suit. Today we're going with a black belt, black shoes, and I decided to go with the black. I have this black lacquer Ferragamo belt buckle that has a white outline. I just think it's a pretty cool look, and I think the black will match the shoes and the belt, and the white will pull the shirt out, so I really like that look. As far as the tie goes, this is one of the thinner Zegna ties. Zegna has thin ties, they have thick ties, of course. I haven't had any bad Zegna products, so I'm sure it's going to be a good tie, but it is a little bit thinner than some. It's tiny bit, well, it's actually about the same thickness as a Ferragamo, I'd say, about the same, maybe a tiny bit thicker because Ferragamo is a thinner tie. The silk is not quite as soft as a Ferragamo, but it does have a really nice feel to it, and obviously it just lays real nice. There's no rigidness, there's no starches or anything like that, or cardboard. It's just a pure silk tie, made in Italy. We're going to tie it up, see what it looks like. So, we always start by what I call finding our spot. We put the tie around our neck. If you haven't watched my videos before, use your arm as your spot finder. You may have to tie a tie a few times to find out the proper length. The main thing is you want a nice triangle, not some crooked looking crappy thing, but a nice triangle knot, and you want the tip of your tie to come, I always tell people this, somewhere between the top and the bottom of the belt buckle, possibly overhanging a little bit like this, never short. So you want to figure out what it takes to get the tie to that point. Now, if you have a large tie collection like I do, sometimes it's trial and error. I usually go with the thickness of the ties. I kind of know how thick, by how thick the silk is and how far to go. It's trial and error to figure that out. If you stick with one brand, for example, I have a lot of Ferragamo ties, love them. And if I'm just wearing Ferragamo every day, it's so simple for me because they're almost all the same thickness of silk. It's pretty easy. But as far as this Zegna tie, because it's so similar to a Ferragamo, I think it's probably going to be about the same spot. So I'll find this spot here, and I'm going to bring my tie, and let's come in close and we'll tie it up. Take the long part of the tie over top. Hold the secret to tying a nice tight Windsor is holding everything tight as you go. Over top, back in behind, up and through. Now we take it along behind the whole knot we're creating, up and over, and then through again. And this is what I call the checkpoint. Here's where we want to make sure our triangles come together, and we make minor little adjustments. Make sure there's no wrinkles or creases or anything like that. Then we come out over the top again, and then we come back in behind, up and through, and then we go down through this little pocket we've just created. This is a really soft tie, actually. I'm starting to like it even more as I tie it. It's a very soft tie. Tying a really nice tight knot because it's such a thinner silk. It's definitely one of the thinner Zegnas I've ever seen. As far as length goes, like I said, we want the tip to be in between top and bottom belt buckle. This is coming down about halfway, so it's absolutely perfect. Let's put the collar down and let's make the adjustments and see how this comes together. If you want to tighten your knot, you take the long part of the tie and you hold onto the knot and you just pull down. And if you want to bring the tie up, you hold the knot and pull on the shorter part of the tie or the thinner part of the tie. And I like everything to be symmetrical. I like there to be no spacing here. Look at that. That came together really nice. Nice tight knot. It's very similar to a Ferragamo, this thickness here. And I got to say, even though Ferragamo silk has a softer feel, this actually ties a little softer. What I mean by that is as you're pulling the tie through and my fingertips, I just feel the silk moving around and being manipulated to the way I want it to be. So the look will start scrolling across the bottom of your screen, and we're going to put the jacket on and go over it with you. So a little bit of a traditional look, solid shirt, gray suit, and tie. Pretty traditional. But today we have on an Hermenegildo Zegna gray, charcoal gray suit, two-piece suit. We have a Zegna shirt. It's a white shirt with a hue of pink to it. We have on a Zegna Tie, which is kind of a purpley maroon with blue lattice work pattern throughout. We have on a black Salvatore Ferragamo belt with a black belt buckle with a white outline. And we're actually going to be pairing that today with a pair of black Oxfords by Christian Louboutin. If you go to my, I put those on last because I actually have to use a shoehorn. I've got this little Salvatore Ferragamo shoehorn I use because they're a very rigid leather, the Louboutin shoes. No offense, Christian Louboutin, but they're made more for style than for comfort, so I always put them on very last. But if you go to my Instagram, it's Tie Guy James Akers. Tie Guy James Akers. It's on the bottom of your screen there. You'll see close-ups of the belt, the tie. There'll be selfies of me with the tie, you know, headshot down to here, close-ups of the knot. You can see everything there on my Instagram, so check it out. Please press subscribe. I put up 4 to 5 videos every single week, all new looks, new ties, and I like to keep it fresh. I like to teach people how to dress properly, but I am ready for work.